mentioned feminism.
Yeah.
And I completely agree with what you're saying in the sense that feminism started for a reason because
Yeah.
women wanted the right to vote,
Yeah.
and they didn't have educational opportunities,
That's
and they
right.
couldn't go work. There were things that men could do in society that women were being denied.
Mm-hmm.
But now the movement has been distorted, and it's a very pro promiscuity movement. It's encouraging women to sleep around, that's empowering. And I'm curious what your take is on that component. Like, there is a new wave of women now that believe it's good for them to sleep around with a bunch of guys, to not be monogamous, to, get an OnlyFans, to follow that route. Is that good for women? A, and is that appealing to men?
The thing is, to each their own.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people that is gonna be good for them. I don't think it's gonna be good for everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
More than is it good for women or is it bad for women? My take is more be accountable for what you do. If you decide to do that, take in consideration of what's gonna come with that.
Yeah. And that's the problem. You feel me? That's the problem with a lot of young females in today's generation, They promote this sexualizing themselves and sleeping around. When it comes to taking that accountability and knowing what the results or what the consequences of those actions are going to be when you do those type of things, then they want to act all delusional and be like, well, why doesn't this guy want to take me serious? Well, what did you expect? You wanted to be a whore, so this is what you get. You get what I'm saying? When you become a whore, there are consequences that come with that. You feel me? A lot of girls think that they can have their cake and eat it too, and that's just not how life works, man. Nobody's saying you can't be a whore, but just know that if you do decide to become a whore, then there are consequences that come with that. And one of the main big consequences is no man is going to want to take you serious in a relationship because you have been ran through. This is common sense, bro.
You wanna have an OnlyFans. You wanna sleep around. You wanna be an ex-worker. That's fine. Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to understand that certain things and certain aspects of your life are gonna change. Know that some people, some men, are not gonna be geared towards that. It's gonna be a very, 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 very lonely life. I have ex-worker friends. They tell me all the time. It's all fun and games, and we all talk about the money, and we all talk about the this and the that, and it's a very, very lonely life. It's just like I work. It's exactly like a superstar. I've worked in a 5-star hotel in Montreal, and all the superstars were going there, and my job was to basically serve their meal whenever they ordered and stuff like that. It's a very lonely life. You want the superstar life? It's lonely. Because you do a show, you go out there, you have a bunch of love, everybody screams your name, everybody says, you're great, you go back to your hotel room alone. The parallel with OnlyFans is that you put yourself out there, you get a lot of love, you get all these guys paying. But when you're trying to be intimate with someone, it's not everybody's going to be able to look at you and be like, yeah, that's what I really want. You want to do that? I'm not going to be like, it's bad for you, whatever. I ain't your mom, I ain't your dad.
Yeah.
But you have to be accountable. Accountability is much more important than whether it's good for you or bad for you. If you take into account your accountability, and you take that, and you're conscious of what might happen, the reality of that job, the reality of the situation you want to. A lot of women nowadays are telling people, I want to have a kid by myself. I don't care if I have. Okay. But be accountable about what you're going to put on that child.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. I'm
Exactly.
not talking about a woman that was with someone and the dude left,
right,
or something happened.
That's an unfortunate circumstance.
That's not what we're talking about.
We're talking about by design.
I'm talking about you decide. You took the corporate decision to do that.
Right.
Like, that's hard. It's hard to raise a kid. It's
so, and I think that's what I'm getting at in terms of what my message to women is always, and I speak to women in particular. I am a female, so I'm directing that message. But my message is do what you want, live the life you want, make the choices you want, but you have to understand that these choices have consequences. And what I'm seeing is a disconnect between that. There are women that are saying, well, I want to be promiscuous and I want to, have an OnlyFans and I want to do this, but I also want to be respected as if I don't. I want to be treated as if I don't.
You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't. You can't do that, man. You can't have it both ways. You gotta choose one. And if you choose one path, there are gonna be consequences that come with that one path. You wanna be a whore? Go right ahead. Ain't nobody saying you can't be a whore. I mean, I wouldn't advise it personally because I know the consequences that come with it. But if you want to be promiscuous and sleep around and etc., just know that there are consequences that come with that. And to be honest, the only dudes that will take you serious when having that type of lifestyle are usually dudes that are cucks. You know what I'm saying? They're usually simps. You get what I'm saying? They don't have no respect for themselves as men. You get what I'm saying? So they're just willing to deal with that type of woman. You get what I'm saying? So that's really the only type of dudes that are gonna want to deal with women like that. But most men are not gonna want to deal with women like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would argue that the majority of men are not gonna want to be or take a promiscuous woman serious, and that's just facts. You get what I'm saying?
Guys to forget about that and want to wife me up, and the guys don't like it. They don't like a high body count on women, and they don't like this stuff. So I'm trying to shake reality into women.
I don't even think that having a high body count for men and women is damaging.
Mm-hmm. That's true, but the reality is that women don't care as much about guys' body count and their past as guys care about a woman's past and her body count. So that's just, now that we can say that's not fair, that's not just, why is it that way? It should be, because I'm not a fan of promiscuity across the board. I just think it's bad in general. My personal opinion. I don't tell anybody what to do, but I just don't think it's good for society. But the reality is that the women don't care the same way about the guy's body count. So you have to just deal in reality. And the bottom line is, a guy, if he goes through his early 20s and has a bunch of meaningless or whatever, he gets his body count up to, say, 20, whatever. A woman's not going to look at that and say, well, he has body count of 20, I'm not going to want to be with him. Mm-hmm. But a guy will look at a woman and be like, she was hopping in and out of everybody's bed. I don't want that. I want to go with this girl over here who has a body count of 2 and is teaching preschool and, not a headache for me, So I'm trying to get people, I guess, just to look at reality and, make your decisions. But, it's going to affect your life.
Just be conscious of the reality that we live in and who you're dealing with. Wanting everybody to change because you want, according to how you move, it's not possible. Whether it's good for good intentions or bad intention, whatever. If you want everybody to move, if you want everybody to move the way you move and understand the way, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, he's speaking facts, man. And that's the realization that I came to recently, man. I've come to realize that you can't make everybody change. People are still gonna live the lives that they want to live, and I've come to that realization. And, I've also come to understand that, if a woman wants to be promiscuous and she wants to sleep around and have an OnlyFans, then the mentality that I have towards that now is, if you want to have an OnlyFans, if you want to sleep around, then do you. Just be accountable for your actions. That's all I ask. Just be accountable. Be accountable and know the consequences that come with being down that path. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you can't sleep around and do all of that. If that's what you want to do, then do you. It's your life. But be accountable for your actions. It's going to be hard, very hard, for you to find a man that is going to want to take you serious in a relationship and want to have a family with you. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. You get what I'm saying? Just know that. You feel me? And once you realize that and know that, then do you. Just as simple as that. Do you. That's really all there is to it. But yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I'll see y'all in the next reaction.